Hi everyone, welcome to Starsight. My name is Samya Vasa. I'm an astrologer and a tarot reader. I want to speak today about how we can make use of astrological readings. Specifically, how we can use astrology to supplement our inner work. I see a lot of confusion, at least in my circles, about how to use astrology. And I see two major tendencies where we sort of get really muddled up and confused. One is trying really hard to create a one-to-one correspondence between what we're going through, the experiences that we're swimming in right now, and what the astrologers are saying the themes are. So if the astrologers are saying, for example, that right now we are in a season of severance, we are in a season of breaking away from things that don't serve us anymore, even though we're attached to them, then we're thinking, okay, like what in my life do I need to break away from? I'm having a really good time, things are really good, but the astrologers are saying it's a time to break up. So what do I need to break away from? So trying really hard to create that one-to-one correspondence. And the other tendency is to think the astrological reading is too general. I'm having a very specific experience and there's no way that can apply to me. So we're having these two extremes where either we're thinking the readings are too specific and we have to fit into them, or we think astrology is too general and it doesn't fit us. Now, what I want to say to you is practical first and conceptual second. Practically, what you need to do is stay anchored in your experience. Okay? Don't look to astrology to tell you what you are going through. You know what you're going through. I'm assuming that if you're here, if you're listening to me, you are engaged every day in some practice of reflection, some practice of inner work, whether it's journaling, whether it's sharing yourself with friends, with loved ones, whether it's therapy. I'm assuming that there is something that you're doing every day to become conscious of what you're going through. Now, the important thing is to stay anchored in that. Now, let's say you're following some astrologers whose principles or the values that they embody, you resonate with those values. And they're saying that it's a time to break away from things that don't serve you anymore. And you're in a very happy season of your life. Things are looking really good. Now, that doesn't mean you need to break away, but you need to understand, or you can use the astrology to understand how you have broken away from different things that haven't served you. That the current season of happiness in your life has come about because you have let certain things go. So what you're doing with the astrology then is you're becoming more conscious of your experience. You are making deeper layers of your experience become visible to you through the astrological prompts. Think of these readings as reflection prompts. Okay? And there's always going to be something in these readings that help you understand something of yourself a little bit better. That's all you need to do. So it doesn't have to fit you and you don't have to fit it. Use the gap between your experience and the reading simply to generate a new question about yourself. So then the question is, why should we follow astrology at all? If it's just a collection of reflection prompts, then I can basically read anything and use it, right? To do more inner work, to supplement the reflective work that I'm already doing. Now, the thing about astrology is that this is where the spiritual dimension comes into being. It is not random. The reason that there is a gap between how we experience ourselves and how we receive the readings is because our soul, the journey of our soul, is not visible to us. We are not present to the wholeness of our journey. And so we are seeing such a small, tiny bit of the whole picture that it's going to feel as if this astrology is so far away from us. You experience the distance in relation to your distance from your soul. And that distance cannot be breached by trying to fit into the reading, which is why I'm saying use it as a reflective prompt. But that's more a practical thing. Philosophically, spiritually, the astrology is exactly what we are going through. But at the level of the ego, we cannot see it. This correspondence is invisible to us. And you can't force that visibility to happen because we are all at very different points of our egoic journey. But because the astrology is real, it's not something imagined, it's not something literary, it's not something that you're just creating as you go. It's real, it stands the test of time. You can follow the prompts and arrive at a true experience of your soul. These are not random prompts. These are real prompts that will, if you follow the breadcrumbs, they will take you to your soul. So even if in the moment it feels like you're simply using the readings to see if they can help you ask a better question of yourself, ask a different question of yourself. Do it over time and you will see that none of those questions were random. There is an order to all of this work that is unfolding. There is a symphony to the question that you ask today and the question that you're going to ask tomorrow. Astrology is simply the name of that symphony. It's simply a method to access that symphony. But because that symphony belongs to the soul, it feels so far away from us, we cannot see it. So again, practically, use astrological readings as a reflection prompt to help you understand yourself better, to help you understand yourself with more nuance, more complexity, maybe from a point of view that you haven't explored before. Conceptually, understand that astrology is coming from a place of soul. And wherever we are not able to experience the correspondence in a clear, conscious way, we are simply far away from that world. We are far away from that dimension. And being far away is not a problem. Being far away is not a judgment. We are here to have an egoic experience. But following the prompts, following these messages that come from the land of soul, can help us anchor ourselves to this separation better, can help us stay more in touch with this reality that we are in an egoic dimension while we are much more than what we experience ourselves to be. That awareness of our much more-ness we can derive from astrology. And it can make all the difference in how we then experience our struggles and how we then experience our everyday. Because we can know in our body that these little things that we do every day, washing dishes and cooking and feeding ourselves, it means much more than just washing the dishes and cooking and feeding ourselves. Everything is full of purpose and divinity, and we can then start tapping into that. Even in the most mundane of tasks, we can be connected to the awareness that we are not here without purpose. We are not having this experience just for the heck of it. There is more to it. Even if we don't know what that more is right now, being open to that possibility automatically enhances our receptivity to it.